friends. Today is a rainy day and I'm wearing my Cookie Monster onesie. I don't know if you can see my little eyeballs up here. I loved Cookie Monster as a child, right? Sesame Street was pretty cool. I think sometimes I can definitely relate to Oscar the Grouch as well. I mean, who doesn't, right? We all have our grouchy moments. In general, I'm a pretty happy, bright, bubbly person. It's when I'm strained and taxed and when people are asking too much of me, family leaning on me a little too much, makes me very irritated lately. The last handful of months or a year or more. Anywho, so it's a rainy day and no horsey ride for me today, unfortunately. I'm really glad I took out Lollipop yesterday morning. We ran into those photographers. But also because it started raining yesterday afternoon, you know, so I would have never been able to go for an evening ride yesterday. And so now I've been home since Friday, so really my first full day was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, so 5 days home. And each horse that's under saddle has been out twice. So that's good. They both get a day off today and hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow. So I did my fabulous spin class this morning. You know, I'm always going to be telling you about that because it's what I do every day, just about. And it was with Hercules. So fortunate we had him on Sunday. So it's been, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days straight of having Hercules teach class. You know, I could honestly work out with him every day and never get bored. Tomorrow is Richard the Magnificent. And I probably could take a day off, but I don't want to miss him, you know, so that's Thursday. I'm going to go strong through Saturday and then I'll take Sunday off. So this morning I got to meet a new person. Her name was Natalie. I'd never seen her in class before. She was sitting right next to me. And she spoke to me, you know, first. I don't know what she said. I can't remember. But, you know, in Los Angeles, it's a little rare for people just to talk to you. I mean, I love talking to people. I've been groomed from going elsewhere, right? I think through my travels I've discovered, wow, people talk to each other and it's not weird. You know, we don't really talk to each other in LA. The morning people, especially like Santa Monica West Side, if you're up before 9 and you're walking around the streets or you're in a market, people will say good morning. You know, I used to ride my bike to the spin studio when it was just one block up, and I would say good morning to people outside if I seen them, you know, usually coming home because that's when the light was out. And I blow them away, right? They're not used to people talking to you. You know, they're not used to people saying good morning. And then eventually I could tell I had trained some of my neighbors. They almost expected me to ride by and expected my good morning, and it lit them up, you know? So I love that. I love pleasant surprises. I love acknowledging people. I love including people. I love, you know, letting everybody know they're my equal, because you are. You absolutely are. You know, we might be in different stages of life, right? We might be in different levels of fitness or finances or different routine. You know, we might have gone around the sun less or more than someone, but I think we're all still equal, right? We're all children of great spirit. You know, we're all equal. So great class today. You know, yesterday I made you a couple videos and I dropped. I didn't expect to fall asleep. I fell asleep probably around 4, and then I migrated to my bed after I realized I was asleep on the sofa, and then I went, you know, woke up just before 9 o'clock at night, and I probably could have stayed down for the whole night, but I have dogs, you know, so I had to get up and make sure the dogs got to go do their business before too long, and no accidents, right? I have really good dogs. I think my Basset Hound learned a couple of bad habits while I was gone. She kind of needs someone to keep the standard high. And she abides. She abides when she really knows, hey, this is the standard, this is what we don't do, and this is what we do. You know, so she's with it now again. Now that I don't ever have to leave for a big trip, you know, I expect her to be perfect from here on out. And if I do go on a big trip, I would definitely enjoy taking all my dogs, you know. They deserve it. So today I want to talk about something really important that came up in class you know, at the end of class. We have this fabulous chick, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. We miss you. We absolutely miss you, Barbara. Come back. You know, Barbara came to class. I first met her in the boot camp, and then, wait, I can't remember now. Maybe it was I don't know, something like that. She works with Hercules, right? Hercules has another job. Obviously, he doesn't just do fitness, you know, he does something else as well, and they're kind of business associates. And so Barbara started coming to class. You know, she'd mentioned she had some goals and she really wanted to get on the bandwagon, you know, and haven't seen her for a while. Now, obviously, I was out for 4 weeks, but, you know, her name came up today. I think Hercules had mentioned that maybe she was thinking about coming to class, and then when he gave her wake-up call, she had barely fallen asleep. You know, she's been having trouble sleeping. So I totally understand that, right? There's a lot of us who have trouble sleeping, right? Some people need sleeping aids to make your mind get quiet and go to bed. I think it's the mind that's running on hyperdrive or overdrive, or just too active, right? Can't stop thinking for whatever reason. And when your mind keeps going, you know, it's hard, right? It's hard to go to sleep. You know, years ago, he was like my second love, Johnny. Sweet Johnny. Could have married that boy. Probably should have. You know, if I would have married him, though, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you right now. You know, and that's probably true for every relationship that's ever crossed my path. You know, I have to believe everything is in perfect design, you know, and but Johnny was a great source of beauty for me. I needed to see beauty in a male species, and he has so much beauty. He's also a fitness freak, and that helped raise the bar for me, right? He was inspiring to me. So long story short, he was a naval corpsman. That's basically a medic who works with the Marines, because the Marines don't have their own medics, you know. And when I met Johnny, I was bartending, and then I got hospitalized not long after for anemia. And then right at the time I got hospitalized, he actually had to leave. You know, we were able to get to know each other for about 30 days, and then he left. He was deployed, you know, and all we could do was write letters, you know. This was early 2000s, and you know, not that savvy with the internet yet, so I'd wait for his letters, and I'd write him letters, and so my mind was really active. It was really hard to go to sleep because I had all these thoughts, you know, wondering about him, hoping he's okay, you know, missing him, the potential of what could happen in life. So I learned then about calcium, and this is what I want to say. I'm sorry, that was a long roundup to this. Calcium is a natural tranquilizer. Okay, it's a muscle relaxer, and if you take it at night, it will help you sleep. This is what I take. I take this. I find it at Whole Foods. You probably can find it at lots of different health food stores, not just Whole Foods. You could probably buy it online, right? You want to get the calcium with magnesium, right? There's a relationship the two of these have, that they help one another and they help you absorb it better. And so calcium and magnesium is just so amazing. I can't say enough good stuff. I have been using this for almost 20 years, right? I mean, it's 2018. I think I was with Johnny around 2000, 2001. So good at 17 years at least I've been up on my calcium. And I take it at night. You know, I'm an anemic person. I'm a severe anemic, right? I've had blood transfusions a few times, about 4 pints each, you know, each time I went in. It's really awful and horrible and scary. No, but you don't know where my blood goes. I've been, you know, the file was so thick, you know, they sent me to UCLA to figure me out. And this hematologist, oh God, I have so much respect for him. He took my big old thick file, you know, he brought me into his office, not the doctor exam room. He said, you know, for me to go through all these tests that they've already done and try to find something that all these other doctors couldn't find, you know, he was so honest. He said, I'm out of my league. Boy, that was That was so reassuring to hear, because I was so tired of being a guinea pig. I was so tired of being a pincushion. You know, for him to tell me he didn't know, he couldn't figure it out. Look at the file, you know. So I just take my iron, right? I didn't have a good iron habits of iron, taking pills. That was not a habit for me to remember to take my pill, you know. It's only been having discovered the love of physical fitness that reminds me to take my pill, right? I call it my feel-good pill. And if I don't take my feel-good pill, I'm dragging, right? I can't breathe. I don't have my oomph, you know. I don't have it, you know. And so if I'm gonna kick ass in class, if I'm gonna keep up with my best friend Jen, who's a total road runner, stealth machine, boy, her rhythm is quiet, you know. There's not a lot of movement happening when Jen spins. And me too, right? I've learned how to lock down my core. Hercules is kind of very insistent on that. And I resonate with that workout. I resonate with Hercules style. There's other styles of spin, and I'm cool with them all, but I don't mind working my abs the entire time. I'd rather work my abs on the bike. You know, I don't want to have to get up and do crunches, which I did do the boot camp yesterday, and oh my God, I can barely move right now. So Jen wanted, you know, months ago, she was like, hey, we should get I survived shirt, you know, with Hercules' name on it. So, you know, she's a mom and I'm not. So I decided I had a little more time to do that, so I made us a shirt. So we wore our shirts today. I texted her last night when I woke up from my nap. I'm like, oh my God, I can't hardly move. I'm thinking about wearing the shirt. She's like, I'll wear mine too. You know, I just love Jen. We're two peas in a pod. And so this is what I take. I'm going to show you right now. Now, this isn't for everybody. My sister is anemic and she doesn't like this. It's too strong for her. But this is what I take. This is Hemoplex. I found this iron maybe a decade ago or 15. I don't know. It's been a while. I've been on this for a while. I've tried all the irons in the health food store. The Floridex, which I think that's a blood maintainer. You know, this is a blood builder. If you need to build blood, if you're an anemic person, you might try this, you know. This is a vegetarian cap. Yep, vegetarian capsules. So they also have a square box that's like a tablet, and I was on that forever. This is kind of new. I've only seen this in the last year or so. I like this so much better. I actually absorb this better, I think. I notice it better. So this is what I highly recommend for any person out there who's severely anemic. You know, this is my power source of what drives me through my spin class, you know. And it's only my spin class that reminds me to take it, you know. Like when I've been on the road just now, I definitely forgot to take my iron pill for a few days, you know. So I could feel it after a while, you know, going up staircases. I'm like, oh man, I can tell I don't have all my mojo. So I try to take it with food, you know. So the reason why I showed you my iron right now is calcium inhibits the absorption of iron, right? You don't want to take these together, you know. You don't want to take them even just a few hours apart. So I take my iron in the morning, and if I'm dragging, maybe I'll take another one at lunch. I mean, I'm up early, you know, so that's 6 hours apart or so. And then I take my calcium at night. This is what I take at night. It's a natural tranquilizer. It's a natural muscle relaxer. This will knock you out, you know. What I suggest is doubling your dose, right? Now here it says 4 capsules, take 8 or 6. You know, some people out there might be thinking, oh my God, you don't want to tell people to take too much. Well, yes and no. You know, you'll figure it out. You'll figure out what your dosage is. I take 6 these days. If I'm really needing sleep and my brain's too active, I'll take 8. You know what's going to happen is if you take a little too much, your body's only going to absorb as much as it absorbs, and it will release what it doesn't absorb, right? It's not going to hurt you, really, to overtake it, because whatever you can't absorb, you're just going to flush it out of your system, you know? It's natural, right? This isn't a sleep aid invented in a science lab. Well, sort of, right? Because it is, you know, in a container and it's in a cap, you know, but this is more of a whole food source, sort of. You know, if you want more whole food source, you're gonna have to eat a lot of food with calcium and magnesium. But if you're gonna take a supplement, I highly recommend this, and take it at nighttime. So if you have to take iron, don't take them together. That's why I showed you the iron just now. This will save you. It will. I guarantee it, you know. I mean, you can try it, maybe it won't work for you, but it's been working for me for a long, long, long time. You know, some people do melatonin, and that never worked for me. I don't know why. My brain still never slow down. Okay, another thing about calcium, and this is exciting, and this is another thing that would remind me to take my calcium initially when I first started taking calcium, and you can look this up, this is true. Calcium encourages your lipids to release. Do you know what your lipids are? Your lipids are your fat cells. So calcium encourages your fat cells to let go, to shrink, to release. And you will lose weight if you start taking calcium. So isn't that amazing, right? It's a sleep aid, it's a waistline shrinker, you know. And so, you know, out of vanity, right? Also for sleeping purposes. But for me, getting in the habit of taking calcium was more for vanity, right? I wanted to shrink, you know. I started taking calcium, like I said, when Johnny was in my life. You know, he used to run 10 miles a day with 65 pounds of sand on his back at high noon in the peak of the heat. He told me it was running in the peak of the heat that got his engine going. It kind of turned him on to work out. Not turned him on sexually. I mean, it turned on his abilities, his brain. He lit up working out at high noon. I think that's insane. I could never do that. I'm a fern. You know, I will wilt really fast in the high heat like that. But you know, what an ambitious person. You know, what a smart thinker too, being a military man. 65 pounds of sand on his back. Not inconceivable for what he might have to do if he was deployed out in the field carrying all his gear, right? So he's a wise guy. And so I started taking my calcium when I was with Johnny because he was so fit, and I at first was a flubby little thing. You know, I'm actually impressed that, you know, credit to him that he didn't look at my rolls and let that inhibit him from getting to know me. You know, he went along with my energy field. He could tell there is some good stuff here. And even though I had some rolls, and I seen him look at them, right? I seen him glance, and he didn't try to focus on it, you know. Also, my skin was really bad then, a lot of acne, you know. And I remember him, one time he came up and he put his hands like this. He covered up all my acne, and he looked into my eyes, you know. Because he was seeking my soul. You know, he was good. He is a good man. You know, I hope he's having a great life out there. Whatever you're doing now, Johnny, I hope you're happy and fulfilled and content. So I was on a mission to get fit, right? I was on a mission to get with it. You know, I never had a buff guy before. I didn't even know I could have that. I didn't know that was possible for me. You know, and Johnny had like python arms and his amazing chest and glutes and body. Everything was, he was a specimen of physical fitness, agility, beauty. I mean, he could have been sculpted. You know, the ancient Greeks could have probably sculpted something, you know, a replica of him. He was just gorgeous. And he, more than on the outside, he has deep beauty on the inside, right? He's a very courageous, brave, tender, very sweet, deeply sweet soul, you know? So I use my calcium to shrink my waistline. I use my calcium to go to sleep at night. You know, last thing I'm going to say about calcium, and then I'll wrap this video up. I have two sisters, right? One is 23 months younger than me. She's an RN. She's an amazing woman. Just Got a lot of soul history with her. You know, we've known each other a long time. There's no mistake that we're sisters, birth sisters in this life, you know. And then I have a younger sister. She's 10 years younger than me. She's a half sister, but we don't think that way. We don't feel that way. She's a full sister, you know. So the youngest sister has gotten into CrossFit. And, you know, she's just a diehard. She's such an ass kicker. She does impossible things, and she's shrinking left and right, you know. Now with my sister, who's an RN, 23 months younger than I, you know, when she started going to nursing school and getting to be a nurse, I mean, that's grueling, right? Anybody who makes it through a nursing program, wow. You guys are amazing people. I mean, it's not easy, right? They deliberately throw things at you so fast. They're trying to weed out the people who aren't with it or up to it, you know? So my sister's both my sisters are badasses, right? So when my RN sister got so busy and stuff and she couldn't work out as much because she loves to be physically fit as well, she started counting her calories, you know. Now she's a calorie counter. You know, recently she told me in the last handful of months she doesn't count them as much anymore, but I don't know. I don't know. She's so little. Every time I see her, she's smaller and smaller. I mean, like, could almost blow her away soon. I hope not. I hope she, you know, it's okay to have a little curve here and there. You know, a lot of guys like that. You know, sometimes you get too thin. Believe it or not, you know, men want something to hold on to. You know, they want a curvaceous hip. You know, they want a rounder bottom, not a flat one. I mean, she hasn't got a flat ass. My sister has my butt, you know what I mean? Both my sisters have bodacious backsides. Even my brother has a bodacious backside. I think that's just part of our hereditary makeup, you know? Thanks, Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa's on each side. But here's what I want to say, and then I'll say goodbye. My CrossFit sister, maybe 2 Christmases ago, or at least maybe it was last Christmas. Sorry, I'm not the best memory right now. Kind of still lacking on sleep. My CrossFit sister took us to her gym, right? My CrossFit sister got a little concerned for my calorie counting sister, and at the time I had just gotten back into the fitness world, you know, so it probably was a year for me being back into the gym. So I guess it was not this one, but we just had 2017, but 2016, December, my baby sister, 10 years younger, took me and my other sister, 23 months younger, took us to her CrossFit gym because they were doing some kind of lab, some kind of mobile fitness reading lab that scans your body. It will dissect you through some kind of advanced machine. It will tell you your muscle mass and your fat content percentage, you know, and the density of your bones, you know, and if maybe a few other things, you know. But see, my CrossFit sister, a little concerned for my extra skinny sister right now, because again, it's like, where are you going, girl? I'm gonna blow away in the wind soon, you know, hopefully not. But anyways, here's what's interesting. So my sister, who's 23 months younger, you know, she's the one who actually told me about calcium. She used to work in a health food store, you know, just down the street. She's the one who told me about calcium, encouraging your lipids to shrink, you know. And so I've been taking calcium for a long time. So my sister, 23 months younger, she's been forgetting to take her calcium. She'll be the first one to tell you that, you know. So we're almost the same size. Like maybe she's just a smidge littler than me, short-wise, you know. She's just maybe a half inch at the most, but I don't even think a full inch. Maybe a half inch or 3/4 of an inch smaller in height than me. And so my skeleton weighed 4.6 pounds. Okay, when they dissected the body with this fabulous machine. 4.6 pounds, you put all my bones in one little box and that's what the box would weigh, 4.6 pounds. Now my sister, 23 months younger than me, her skeleton weighed 3.5 pounds, you know, and she's just a little bit shorter than me. Everything else we have is pretty much the same, you know, except for she's way thin now. you know. I might have a little more insulation here and there, even though I work out. I don't count calories. I go on what I enjoy eating. I try not to overeat. I try to eat smaller meals, more frequent, you know. So anyways, what I want to say is calcium is absolutely freaking extraordinary. If you're motivated to take it for sleep, try it. It will benefit you by encouraging your lipids to shrink, and then you get the other the benefit of it helping your bone density, right? Because this is why they tell us to take calcium for your bones, for your bones. Well, yeah, that's nice, you know, that's nice. But how many of us really care that much? You know, we should care. We probably start caring later, you know, when we're crawling up the tree of life there and getting a little older. You know, by then it's almost, I can't say it's too late, but by then you could have been helping your body years before, you know, be strong. So I got some strong bones, right? At 4.6 pounds is my skeleton, and my sister, 23 months younger than me, just a smidgen smaller than me, 3.5 pounds. So the proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, calcium is absolutely extraordinary. It will help you fall asleep. Make sure you take it with the magnesium, calcium, magnesium, right? They're a team. You need the teamwork of both of them together. You know, I say double the recommended dose. It says 4 pills, take 8 to start. If you can't fall asleep, take a couple more, you know. Eventually you might realize that you don't need that much. I only take about 6, you know. And here's one last thing I'll say, and then I'll say goodbye. When you start taking calcium, initially it's going to purge your intestines, okay? Just be prepared for the first little bit. It's not going to be like that forever. It won't happen all the time forever. It just happens in the beginning. It will move things through you. So if you're going to take it at night and hit the gym in the morning, you might want to leave an extra 15-20 minutes in the morning. You might have to sit on the potty a couple times, or at least once for a minute, like a longer minute than normal, you know. And that's just your body acclimating, right? Your body's getting used to that being present in your body more. And then, you know, within so long, not long at all, really just a handful of days, you won't have that happen. It's not going to happen anymore. It doesn't happen forever. It just happens in the first beginning, you know. So just, you know, a little side note to kind of think about. So yeah, so I did my amazing workout today with Hercules. He definitely brings out the champion in me, you know, so I love hitting his class. I got to spin with my friend Jen. We wore our I Survived shirts today. You know, at some point when my money is really flowing good, I'm going to have to get a shirt for everyone in class, you know, surprise them all with a I Survived. And then his name, you know, anyone who makes it through his class deserves that shirt, no doubt, you know. So, yeah, it's a rainy day. I'm just going to probably take today to upload a whole bunch of videos. I hadn't had a chance to do any of that yesterday. Yesterday was the first day of spring, so that's kind of cool. And, yeah, so I'm not sure if I'll make you another video. Maybe I will. Not sure. But I just want to say thank you for being here with me. If you found this video interesting at all, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to know more, please subscribe. And in the meantime, bright blessings and be well.